And welcome to Indy Live. We're doing a little test here with my good friend Ray. So I've got him in Skype at the moment, so I'll just make him live. If I can get him. Where is he? There they go. There you are. Ray, you're live.
So, hi Kevin.
Can you hear me okay?
Good day to you.
Yeah, good day to you. And
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Good stuff. And so this is our new kind of virtual studio. It looks pretty good, apart from I've got these big headphones on. I'll try and get smaller ones, you know, and they look a bit naff. But yeah, so I'm quite chuffed with this. And this is, of course, this virtual studio is actually in my flat in Glasgow, but with a little bit of green screen.
Believe it.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
You think you were alongside Pacific Key?
Yeah, it's that's right, because they use that graphic as well, something like that, don't they?
Yeah, just from the other side. So the other side of you've got BBC, you've got STV. You're just that bit further along.
Yeah. We're not too sure about the audio, folks, so maybe you could send us a message. This has been sent out to Periscope and Twitter. It's our first test of this, and I'm slightly concerned about the internet that I'm getting in the house at the moment, so I'm not too sure about that. Maybe the audio, not sure if the audio is going out okay, but what we'll do, it's also going to our YouTube channel, so we can check that later on. I am monitoring the Twitter, so if you're watching it in Periscope, let us know if your audio is okay, and you know, we'll take it from there. So Ray, what's happening in the building with the virtual set? We've got the coronavirus. I was reading that the UK government.
The latest thing that's really hitting the pan is so far as Westminster is now taking control of distribution for all coronavirus test kits. Basically, what happened is the supplier down south supplies Welsh NHS and the Scottish NHS. Welsh put an order in, and because the English order was that much bigger, the supplier decided to go for the English one. So, of course, the devolved Welsh government went ballistic about it. You know, I think we're used to that in Scotland, being second-class citizens. So, anyway, apparently all the four nations got together and had a powwow. And the end result for that is that the UK will basically dispatch. They will do all the ordering, and they will do the dispatching for England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Right. Not a happy situation, really. Yeah.
So, I mean, is this going to have much of an impact, though? In reality, does it matter, really?
I think at the end of the day, there's always going to be a suspicion, because we're so used to, in the UK, we're so used to London and the South East having the biggest benefits of, you know, better together. There's always going to be a suspicion that the north of England, the Midlands, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales will get shortchanged.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the case of, if we were responsible in Scotland just for getting what we required, if we, from the scientific research that's done in relation to the spread of this, if we had the responsibility based on the results that we're finding here and ordered to that on that basis, then the book stops at Holyrood.
Yeah.
At the other end of the coin, the book now stops at Westminster.
Okay, so
because they're responsible.
I mean, do we know when these kits will actually be available? Do we have a date in that?
No idea. Yeah, no idea. I think it's probably immediate.
Because this is a big. I mean, if we can't test the population, we don't really have any kind of idea of what the state of play is.
Ongoing. I was just watching the First Minister at Holyrood because she was obviously they've got a fair bit of bills to get through today. I think the main one is obviously this one with the emergency powers bill to get through, and but it really just a case of research is ongoing. They're looking for the scientific basis of to ground their decisions on, and we just have to depend on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just, have you heard about Toby Young? Have you heard anything about this guy, Toby Young,
Yes.
the Tory guy? That was pretty shocking what he was saying, isn't it?
Eugenics raises its head again, you know, that the older population are expendable.
It's really shocking, isn't it? But there you go.
And I think when you see now that even down in London, there's, was an 11-year-old or 13-year-old and a 19-year-old died, and no previous underlying medical conditions.
Yeah.
This is where I feel, for example, we went into self-isolation a lot earlier than when the government were talking about bringing it in. We just decided, we saw what was happening in Italy, realised how it was going to go, and decided no, cut off completely. So fortunately, I've got had no problem as far as food is concerned, so I didn't have to go out panic buying. But obviously, a lot of people are being caught out, not as badly as folk in India, who I got, population of so many millions there, and they had 4 hours notice.
It's quite frightening what's happening in India.
Really frightening, yeah. So I think there's going to be long-term repercussions to this, because when you look at what's basically happening, it's really the lower-paid people, or for cleaners, those in the council jobs, etc., and coming up the way, in staggering, cleaners, lowest paid, so vital just now. Then you've got shop workers, expendable as far as lots of people with money are concerned.
Yeah.
Vital. Then you're coming up, NHS. Remember the Tories voting in Westminster with glee that they didn't go through with the wage increase for the NHS for the nurses. And yet you get on the other side of the coin, you've got people like, let's say major financial players laying off staff for 2 months without pay, and then looking for a handout. So they're all right giving a dividend to their shareholders, and they enjoy it when things are good or business is going great, out with the shareholders' dividend. But when it comes to an emergency situation, they're looking for a handout from the taxpayer.
Yeah, it's
big rethink
crazy. Yeah, absolutely. When this is all finished, and we come through this, I wonder how, if things will change. Will it just be a continuation, or so many people affected?
It depends how gullible the people of England continues to be, because they've been gullible since blinking Brexit started. If you look at the situation, another one is Macrofelt in Northern Ireland supplies ventilators. A company, they've been tarnished with saying, they only provide parts. They provide approved ventilators. What's the UK government doing? Not ordering from them, but ordering from Dyson. Dyson has been though it's based now in Singapore for its manufacturing, they've been asked to go and design and build ventilators. G-Tech, that was the big competition for against Dyson. They've been told not to, So as I saw it on social media, maybe they didn't pay a donation to the Tory party.
Well,
it's
of course,
totally corrupt.
And Dyson was a big Brexit person, wasn't he? He was fully behind Brexit, Dyson.
Yeah. And you get that ridiculous situation with the Weatherspoons. Couldn't believe it. Lay folk off, go get a job with Tesco's. You're not getting paid until we get paid. And still wants people to go into his pubs, before it's now literally shut down. But crazy. There's going to be, I think Nicola's playing a really good game just now because she's got to just concentrate on keeping people alive in Scotland, whatever age group they are. But I tell you, when this is over and done with, and I don't know how many months, it could take a long, long time. But I tell you, if the gloves don't come off, like the independence movement has been asking for and calling for, there's going to be big question marks because they've got to be held to account.
Okay, right. I wonder how we're going here. If you're watching this live, I'm just going to check if we've got any comments. No comments. I've got plenty of retweets, so maybe that's a good sign. What I'll do is I'll try and monitor. I'll give it a quick monitor. See if the Skype. I'm not sure if it's actually working for us. But
if anyone is watching, then we have to appreciate this is us testing, so that we can do different things for the independence movement. Have a virtual studio. We're also looking at having Independence Live Radio. We're looking at training up quite a few of the colleagues on Independence Live Radio to actually produce a live program. So we don't need to go into the studio. We can self-isolate and bring your content and have phone calls, have Skype calls, and bring you information.
Yeah, it's the radio stuff's coming on, isn't it, Ray? I'm trying to get the audio going in my laptop. I don't know if it's working or not, so we're just going to have to go with it. If you can send us a comment, let us know if the audio's working. It might be, it might not be working. Don't know if the audio's good out, Ray. So
okay, well, we can wrap this up and then we can have a check.
Oh, wait a minute, might have it, Ray. We've got it. Okay, so I'm monitoring the audio online. So I'm working. So if you want for a test, go for it. A few words, Ray.
Okay, so basically what we're looking at the moment.
I've got you. I've got you.
Right.
So that's we know the audio is working, and audio is working. Somebody's given us a comment. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a nice little test. Did you say, Ray? We're as far as the radio is concerned, we've been working on that since we kind of had to leave the studio, and we think we've got a solution to allow people to do Skype conversations, and for that to go over the radio. A bit more testing to be done.
Because at the current time we have, obviously there's myself with the Indy podcast and the Black Manager, Women for Independence. We have some podcast contributions, which is easy to upload and get broadcast. But obviously it's nice to have a live program where you have live content, interviews, up-to-date news, up-to-date discussion on matters that are of importance to Scotland going forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as far as Independence Live's concerned, we've got an event on Saturday, but it's all. I may have to get into the studio for that because I need a really good internet connection, and I might have to grab my gear that I've got here and take it into the office. And there's going to be like a digital rally and a watch party afterwards. Right now, I'd like to tell you more about it, but I'm not 100% sure myself yet. Right, so it's all a bit rushed with that.
A few technical issues to get over. It's a learning curve, but we may have some technical issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the case. Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's a learning curve.
So,
people have to appreciate that.
And this is our first live stream, and it's an Independence Live live stream. I was hoping to stick the audio out to the radio as well, but I thought that's probably a bridge too much just now. I'll have to test further with that.
Yeah.
And but I also have the crowdfunder, Ray, and that's at 32%, and it's just not shifting. We know how difficult it is at this time. We're obviously totally aware. Self-employed people losing their jobs, etc. It's a really tough one, isn't it? It's a really tough one. But if we could ask people to retweet, if you know somebody that's won the lottery, put them our way, and this will keep us going for a little bit longer. Who knows how long this?
It's a case of people really, this is a hard time. People with, it's just the fact that we do a crowdfunder every 3 months. rather than do one annual one.
Yeah.
And get we try and do it in small bites and that, but we're hit with a rental for the studio space.
Yeah.
And of course, just now we can't even use it, but we've still got to pay for it. We've still got to pay for the data amount of usage when you're actually broadcasting on Independence Live Radio. You've got to leave it open. And so many. If we restricted it to 10 listeners, you'd only have 10 listeners. So you have to pay in relation to what the audience would be, or have it wide open to have the maximum on the internet. And that's how those things work. So the more that you open that up to, the bigger the charge that you have to pay each month.
Yeah.
So all these costs add up. And if we don't have the funds there, we have to go. We can't,
Yeah,
it doesn't come from thin air. So if you can help at all, however small, please do.
Absolutely, and if you can't afford it, retweet the crowdfunder links you see in Twitter or Facebook. Go into our Facebook page and just retweet. And any amount is a big deal. And as I say, if you just won the lottery, give them a shout and a nudge, point them our way. Okay, so Ray. We'll try and get the radio going in the live show for Friday, right? I don't know how you're getting on with your podcast, if you get any coming up that we can put out in the radio.
Well, my podcast is going out again tonight at 9 o'clock. That's the Scotland the Brief Part 4. I'll be recording Scotland the Brief Part 5 tomorrow, uploading it, and that'll go out on Monday and next Wednesday.
Okay.
But if you listen tonight at 9 o'clock, then it's Scotland the Brief Part 4.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'd just like to say, hope everyone's being safe, washing their hands and all that nonsense. Take care, and we will be back at some point. This is our first test, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the virtual studio. It's quite, I quite like it. It's quite groovy, and and do you know what? Wait, no. This is quite cool. I'll show you this, right, since we're here. Right, this is quite cool. Do I have it on here? Oh, I don't have it on here. I'm going to add a little video. Have you seen this working, Ray? Have I showed you this?
No.
Right, give me a sec. I'll get this working for you. Let me see this. This is pretty cool, right? If you look at the other side of the virtual studio, okay? I'm going to whack this up. Right. Yeah.
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah, Glasgow.
and
Glasgow. That's the.
And you can stick the audio through as well. That's right. I think the audio should be going out or not. I'm not too sure.
The sound as well. Yeah, that's excellent.
You got the audio.
This is really neat. This is cool.
That's pretty groovy, isn't it? Okay, there you go. I really like that. And, oops, I accidentally put that on.
Oh, I just saw myself with the Sandra and the pram.
Did you see yourself? Yeah, that's pretty groovy.
I have seen it. I slowed it down at one point because I knew roughly where I was. So, go frame by frame and then, there we go.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, folks. We're going to have to say goodbye. I'm going to stick up the crowdfunder link. If you can, please donate or retweet. Okay. And Ray, we'll be speaking again soon. Thank you for helping out today.
Okay then, Kevin. All the best to everyone. Keep well, keep safe, keep indoors. Just be safe.
Okay, bye folks. Peace, love and Scottish independence.